Welcome to episode 0 of the offensive pen testing training series, which we're going to be doing on TryHackMe. This is going to be separate from the CompTIA Pentest Plus training series, and I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. And in this series, we're going to be covering a handful of really useful modules. We'll have the Getting Started module that will be covering these 4 topics. However, it's going to have the initial tutorial, then there's going to be Vulnversity, then there's the Blue exercise and the Kenobi exercise. And then we'll move into Advanced Exploitation, which will have Steel Mountain, Alfred, Hack Park, Game Zone, Skynet, Daily Bugle, Overpass 2, Relevant, and Internal. And most of these, if you haven't kind of noticed already, are just exercises that we're going to be doing. There's going to be lecture portions, but there's going to be a lot of hands-on stuff that has to do with actual pen testing. Then we have the Buffer Overflow Exploitation module that has Brainstorm, Gatekeeper, and Brain Pan. And then we have Active Directory, all about Active Directory. So the basics: breaching Active Directory, enumerating Active Directory, lateral movement, exploiting Active Directory, persisting, and credential harvesting. And then there's the extra credit module, which is all fun and games. So hacking with PowerShell, Corp, Mr. Robot, Capture the Flag, and Retro. So there's a lot of really cool stuff inside of this module. I'm super excited to share it with you. You may have noticed that some of these things already have check marks on them because I think maybe a year ago is when I started this specific pathway. And then when I started recording, I was like, okay, let me start from the very beginning. And I started doing all of the beginner stuff through the recording. And then we gradually elevated our skill set. And now we're going into the intermediate advanced series of trainings that are inside of TryHackMe. And this specific path was requested by a lot of people inside of our community in the comment section. So I'm really excited to actually get into it and hopefully be able to shed some light on some of the concepts here and help you make progress if you're stuck in any of these rooms. So in this particular video, in episode 0, what I'm going to be going through is this very first video here, which is that initial tutorial. And this tutorial is not complex. Essentially, all we're doing is just logging into a virtual machine, which I've already launched, and it's done with this green, but it's originally like a green button, this highlight green that you see right here. It's that color, and then when you click it, it takes about a minute for it to load, and they give you this IP address. And the whole purpose of this tutorial room that they have, or this tutorial task that they have, is for us to just log into this machine and capture this very first flag. So that's really what I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be very straightforward, but I just wanted to do it in case somebody that might be watching this has never done this before. And I've seen this also in the comment section where some of the exercises kind of come out of left field and people never got that initial introduction on, okay, how do you even do that? How do you actually log into Active Directory? How do you remote desktop into a machine, or whatever it is? So for the purpose of that, to actually cater to those people that have never done this before, this is what this section of this episode 0 is going to be. We're just going to go through our very first launch of a virtual machine, and I kind of skipped it, but there was this little button that I clicked right here that said Start Attack Box, which is the blue button right here. So when you click on that, that's what this machine is that's loading right here. It's an attack box machine. So in every single one of the exercises that we're going to go through, we're going to have an attack box, and then we're going to have a virtual machine that will be our victim machine, is what I like to call it, the VM virtual machine, right? So the VM virtual machine is actually going to be the victim machine, our target that we're going to be attacking, and then we're going to need to attack it with something. And you will have the option, should you choose to use your own machine. If you actually connect to the TryHackMe server using OpenVPN, you can use your own machine to run the exercises. The catch right there is that you need to have at least an Ubuntu Linux or a Kali Linux machine, because a lot of the tools that we're going to use in our attack exercises are pre-installed on Kali Linux, or a certain version of Ubuntu Linux where you actually have those tools pre-installed. If you don't have them pre-installed, then you got to install the tools that we're going to be using so that you can run the exercises. I usually just default to using the web-based attack machine that you can see is loading right here, mainly because of the fact that everything that I would need to run these exercises comes installed on here already. It comes pre-configured for me already, so I can just spend the time going through the motions of teaching the content instead of having to initialize and start and download and install different various tools and things like that. So that's the reason why I do it. If you have access to TryHackMe, you can also do it that way yourself. If not, I mean, you would, no matter what, even if you use OpenVPN, you do need access to a membership with TryHackMe. So that is something that I think you should very much consider. It is not expensive. A lot of the rooms are available for free. I wouldn't be surprised. I think this might be actually a free room. It doesn't say it. Usually at the bottom, it says whether or not it's a free room, but it doesn't say it at the bottom whether or not this is a free room. So I'm going to assume that it is a free room. If not, at the very least, there's hundreds, literally hundreds of free rooms that are available on TryHackMe. And most of those rooms also give you access to the attack box as well as the target victim machines. So all of that being said, we now have our attack box loaded as well. We have the target machine, the victim machine loaded as well. So let's just run through the exercise real quick and capture our very first flag. If you want access to my notes and exclusive downloads and to get lifetime access to me on Discord, consider joining Hackaholics Anonymous. We have 4 tiers. We have the supporter, the agent, the guardian, and the master. Each tier gets their own Discord server and early access to content. The agent, guardian, and master levels get exclusive content, exclusive downloads, monthly Python automations, live streams with me every single month, plus so much more. And to join, you can simply click the link in the description below and you will be able to choose the tier for which you want to join. I really hope I see you in the Discord chats. If not, I hope I see you in the comment section. Okay, so one thing you may notice is that this is super zoomed in because I'm zoomed in onto my screen because I want you to be able to read the text easier and things like that. So the very first thing I always do, even if it wasn't zoomed in, I click on this view full screen button at the bottom right here. And this allows me to actually open up the attack box in a whole new window, and it gives us more accessibility and we're not zoomed in anymore. And then now I can manually zoom in to show you certain elements. So that's the first thing that we do. The next thing that we do is we're basically, from what it seems like, it says, you know, click the blue attack box button. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Oh, I guess you can't do that. So we'll do it like this because it'll block out my screen. So let me go here and let's load that one more time. So it says click the blue attack box button at the top of the room, which we already did. Start the target machine, we already did that. Copy the IP address of the machine, and on the attack box, open up Firefox and paste it into the address bar. So we're just gonna be loading it, and then we'll probably end up seeing some kind of a website, right? The machines that you start on task left-hand side are on the target machines that are accessed by the attack box. And then alternatively, you can access it via OpenVPN, which we already talked about. And there's an OpenVPN page. So when you actually click on that, it opens the instructional page on how to use OpenVPN to access the target machines, right? So you have to first be connected to it, and then from there you would be able to use OpenVPN and download a configuration file so that you can connect to the TryHackMe servers. And the instructions are all there for you. I'm not gonna spend time doing that right now. Once you have that, you can essentially follow the instructions. So it says, follow the steps in this task. What is the flag text shown on the website of the machine you started? A flag is just a piece of text. So I think really the only thing that we are supposed to be doing is just loading the website. I don't think there's even any special tasks that we have to do. I think like the biggest thing that they wanted us to do was to just learn how to load the virtual machine and the attack box, and then learn how to go to that specific IP address. So there's the IP address, I pasted it, and that's it. Wow, that's all it was, you guys. That's insanely easy. So hopefully you are able to retrieve that flag, because that is super easy to do. So there we go. So there it is. We're officially done with that very first task, and if you completed that, then you have obtained your very first flag. And honestly, that doesn't really even count because that was way too easy. So I don't think that should count as you getting your first flag. I think that was extremely easy. I think it was too easy, and to make sure that you actually really do get something more substantial, I'm gonna say that the next flag that you get, which is going to be inside of the vulnerability room, that's the flag that you should consider as your very first flag. So we are officially good with our introduction and tutorial, and so we are now going to run the very first room that's inside of the offensive pen testing pathway, which is going to be that vulnerability one. So where is it? Where's offensive pen testing? Did I pass it already? Well, anyways, that's going to be in episode 1 anyway, so that's going to be the next episode. If you want to keep up with us as we go through all of these other tasks and rooms inside of this offensive pen testing pathway, I do encourage you to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out. And of course, there's all of the other stuff that already exists on this channel. Once you get on the channel homepage, you will get to see a bunch of cool little things. So we have all of the posts that come from our members community and really anybody else that wants to drop a comment. And there's a lot of things like, you know, somebody passing their pen test on their first try. There was a couple of polls that I did just to get feedback from the community, just so we can see what scripting languages they would want to learn, so I can create more customized content for them. Another person who passed their Pentest Plus examination, somebody who got a job at SpaceX through one of the courses that we have here, which is the Linux Plus course. There's a lot of great stuff, and there's a lot of feedback that comes from the community, and it's usually around people passing their examination, or, you know, in the very special cases like landing a job, which is always just so very fulfilling to me. So I would love to hear from you if you have any kind of breakthrough through the content from this channel. If you learned something new for the first time, if you were feeling overwhelmed and now you aren't overwhelmed anymore and you feel like you can do this, anything, I would love to hear back from you. I'm very big on the comment section. I respond to every comment that comes in through the comment section, because you are basically the reason why I'm doing this. I originally did not do this for anybody. I was just doing it because I was trying to compile my notes on YouTube, because it was really hard to keep saving notes inside of a Word document, and it turned into like thousands of pages of notes. And I was like, okay, well, I can't really do that. After a while, I couldn't even search through it because it was such a large document. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll start posting it on YouTube. And that happened on January of 2024 is when I started. And fast forward to right now, we are September of 2025. The community has grown to 27,000 subscribers, and we have dozens of paid members inside of the Hackaholics Anonymous community, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. And then apart from that, it's everything else that happens in the comment section that really gives me life. It gives me energy to want to keep doing this. And I've created custom videos for people's comments. I have created entire playlists based on people's comments. So I do all of this to make sure that you are taken care of. And what you're seeing right now, the offensive pen testing playlist, is something that also came up in the comment section a lot. And I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do that. And then there's another course that's going on right now at the same time, which we're kind of towards the end of it, which is the CompTIA Pentest Plus preparation right here. That one is going to be done in a few weeks. And then there's another one that just launched that will most likely, the first episode or episode 0 will drop this week, which is AI for cybersecurity. And that's one that I've been very excited about to develop as well, because the future is AI, in case you didn't know. So I need to make sure that you're equipped to be able to use AI, to train AI, to advance AI, and to integrate AI into a variety of different tools and robotics and things like that, so you have that skill set. So there's a lot of stuff that's on this channel, and if you haven't discovered it by now, you should definitely go ahead and discover it. And so we have the members only videos and the members first videos, and everything else. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, and I do live streams occasionally, so I'll pop in and I'll do live streams for everybody. And you can go ahead and search through these 430 videos that exist on this channel by just clicking on the search button and typing for any given topic that you're looking for, and hopefully you'll be able to find something. And it's just going to keep getting bigger, and we're going to have more videos and things for you to search through and learn from. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out on this channel. And of course, drop a comment. It's your boy Hank Hackerson at Hank Hacks Hackers, your favorite network and system attacker / protector. If no one else loves you, Hank loves you. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And I'll see you in the next video later.